Anjali, you alone on the panel raised the issue of potential disparities of control between a small group of powerful nations who historically put most of the carbon into the air, making decisions for north versus south. And your opponents expressed a kind of optimism that's a fixable problem. Not merely conceivably fixable, but that historically the track record is pretty good when something big has to be done that nations can come together and do it the right way. What is your response to that?
I think there is generally a disconnect between advancement of science in the US as opposed to perhaps the rest of the world, because there is a sort of a techno-optimist approach that is in conflict with the values that a lot of the other countries and regional communities place as inherent in some technologies that is being developed. In solar geoengineering specifically, the difference in approach is particularly apparent in how some countries like the United Kingdom and Germany have withdrawn support for geoengineering research in their countries. In light of these differences in opinions on how we want to really proceed on the technology, without there being a global governance framework where every country is on board on how we proceed on the next steps on climate change mitigation or any step forward on climate change, there has to be a global governance framework.
And you think that's unlikely to happen?
Yeah, I think that's unlikely.
Let's take it back to Ted. You were more optimistic about that.
I am. So let me stipulate again, we're all arguing about hypotheticals. What would a world be like in which there had been some decision made to develop and use these technologies, and who would be controlling it, what would be the impact? You're absolutely right that the issue of sectional control by a powerful group is a serious concern. There's a couple of reasons to think that geoengineering is likely to not be a particularly pernicious problem in terms of effective and equitable governance relative to all the ones that we face. First of all, there's this worry that the fossil interests will take it, sort of capture the debate and basically advocate too much and use that as a justification for continuing to pollute and not cutting emissions.
You're talking coal and petroleum, gas and...
Petroleum and gas. We're talking about climate denial organizations. We'll just move from saying climate change is nonsense, it's not real, to saying, oh, now we've decided it's real, but here's the solution, we still don't need to cut emissions. That absolutely merits concern and attention, but the oddity is that all the evidence that exists goes the other way. If this is ever used, which is not what we're advocating arguing tonight, my guess is it will look like a dreary public works project.
A dreary public works project transforming the atmosphere of planet Earth? I don't think so. And when you think, as I suggested, that this is a strategic issue, it has military implications, the military are already watching this very carefully, I think it's a profound issue of geopolitics.